Good morning. I'm reading from John 13. John writes, "Before the Passover festival, Jesus knew that his hour had come to depart from this world to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. Now by the time of supper, the devil had already put it into the heart of Judas, Simon Iscariot's son, to betray him. Jesus knew that the Father had given everything into his hands, that he had come from God, and that he was going back to God. So he got up from supper, laid aside his robe, took a towel, and tied it around himself. Next he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet and to dry them with the towel tied around him. He came to Simon Peter, who asked him, 'Lord, are you going to wash my feet?' Jesus answered, 'What I'm doing you don't understand now, but afterwards you will know.' 'You will never wash my feet, ever,' Peter said. Jesus replied, 'If I don't wash you, you have no part with me.' Simon Peter said to him, 'Lord, not only my feet, but also my hands and my head.' 'One who is bathed,' Jesus told him, 'doesn't need to wash anything except his feet, but he is completely clean. You are clean, but not all of you.' For he knew who would betray him. This is why he said, 'You are not all clean.'" In 1995, I was traveling to participate on a mission trip in Madagascar off the southeast coast of Africa. Our last stop and connecting flight was in Nairobi, Kenya. As we made our descent into Nairobi, I saw a sight that was highly unexpected: snow on the continent of Africa. Mount Kilimanjaro was snow-capped, and it was beautiful and unexpected. You know, there are many things in our lives that we don't expect to see. A local friend in a foreign place, a bear in our front yard, or even an honest politician. In what is late Thursday evening during Jesus' Passion Week, the disciples had a front row seat to witness the unexpected. Jesus, the Lord of them all, arose from the supper, took a towel, poured water in a basin, knelt before them, and washed their feet, drying their feet with the towel. This was a necessary but menial task, and it was certainly not to have been expected to have been carried out by the most powerful and influential person in the room. In our day, it would be equated with the CEO of a corporation cleaning a bathroom toilet while a young hourly worker observed. It needs to be done. The issue is not the necessity, but the one who performs it. What was Jesus doing in this unexpected act? There's really a twofold aspect I want to look at just briefly. First, we see that he gives the disciples and us an example to follow. Humility should be the mark of every follower of Jesus Christ. Pride in knowledge or in position or material affluence is inconsistent with the call of Christ. The scripture tells us God resists the proud but gives grace to the humble. Secondly, though, and importantly, in this act, Jesus is expressing beforehand what he was preparing to do for his disciples and for us. In his dialogue with Peter here, Jesus said, "If I don't wash you, you have no part with me." This act of washing the disciples' feet was indeed a preview of what Jesus would soon do. It is only through his blood that is shed on the cross that we can be cleansed from our sin. If you've not allowed him to serve you through his death on the cross, then not only do you have no part in him, but you have no part in his heavenly home. I wonder today, have you allowed Jesus to cleanse you from your sin?